Welcome back to Patman Garage. In this video, it's going to be mostly pictures because it was really hard to get even my camera to focus. But I'm going to go over how to rebuild and replace the key tumbler portion of the ignition switch. So there's a total of 7 or maybe 8 is most. The F-150 should have 7, but if you're watching this for another car, then it maybe has 8. But the procedure should be about the same. But anyways, I will explain as I go with the pictures of, kind of what to expect, what to look for, how to do it, and all of that. It's not easy, and it's really tedious because it's tiny little parts. But nevertheless, I still want to show you all how to do it. So enjoy the video. So you need to put the key in, and then there's a release in right there. There's a little ball bearing release. So you put the key in, you push that, or I think it's put the key in, turn it to position 1, then push the detent, and then the whole thing slides out. If I remember correctly, it's only been like 10 years since I've done it, but yep. Okay. So the whole thing actually slides smooth out of the ignition once you get it turned to the right spot. So the key will be stuck in there. And this is the actual part that actually turns the switch part of the ignition switch. And this is the key tumbler part. Let me start by saying that if you already know how to read a key, you can skip the disassembly process. I'm showing this in case you don't know how to read the numbers of the keys as far as what gates you need. Then you should go ahead and follow the rest of this disassembly part of the video. So I'm going to get everything laid out, and I am inside the house because it's easier to have everything contained on a TV tray than trying to do it outside on the cluttered workbench. So this is the part number I use. This is pretty generic rebuild kit. Like I said, it covers lots of different Ford models. And I laid everything out. The bags are numbered for the different size gates. Release this ball detent here, and it needs to go under the housing. So if you're holding in this position, the key needs to go counterclockwise, and you need to gently press down onto the ball to get it to collapse inside the housing of the key, and then it'll go under the barrel. Once you get the ball bearing into the correct position, you should be able to lift up on the metal tab for the locking detent, remove the detent, the coil spring, and the ball bearing all together. Once that happens, you should be able to slide the entire tumbler out of the barrel. You can now set the barrel to the side. We don't need that. We need to start working on the tumbler itself. The tumbler itself, you can see there are 7 gates that are alternating up, down, up, down, up, down. And to remove the gate, there's a small tab on one end of it. It needs to be, you need to press the gate away from the tab, and then the gate should slide up or down respectively. There are even smaller springs that are located inside, below, or above each of the gates that also need to be removed once the gate is removed. Again, lots of small parts, so try to keep these contained as best you can. My gates, when they came out, were kind of gunked up and full of just random pocket lint and debris and stuff. So they're kind of gross looking. But what we're looking for is the number on the gates themselves, so that we can match them up with the replacement gates that are the correct number. And they need to be removed in order and laid out in a way that you can put them back in the correct order. And you have the correct gates laid out. Reassembly is actually pretty easy. So you're going to slide the spring into it, You're going to slide the gate into it, and then you're going to make sure that you push the gate back towards the locking tab side to make sure that it stays retained inside the tumbler. Once you get all 7 gates installed into the tumbler, you need to insert the key and make sure that all the gates are pulled into the body and are flush with the body, just like this one. Otherwise, your key will not operate properly. Apply new grease around the top of the gates and around the inside of the body of the housing. The instructions say you need to put the key into the barrel and then rotate the key 10 times to make sure the grease is evenly distributed. You'll just feel if it feels good or not. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory of that. After the grease is applied, you need to make sure that the plastic actuator for the key minder is installed into the body of the tumbler, and then you can have the fun part of trying to figure out how to get the spring back into the hole for the actual locking detent. What I ended up using was a small Torx bit, and I was able to press down on the assembly and then rotate the key body until that ball was then visible in the slot where we started. Well, that's about it. I need to put the ignition back in the truck, but other than that, that's how to do it. So, I don't think I have anything else. Like I said, not a super fun install, but you know, it's someone's got to do it. So, just take your time. And like I said, I just need to pop the ignition back in the truck, and we'll call it done for the day. So, in the meantime, I appreciate you checking out a video of mine, and I will catch you on the next one.